So, hello everybody. How y'all doing? Hope you're doing well in all your endeavors. Shibuya Scramble. The last time we played Shibuya Scramble, we reached a bad end. So if you weren't here last time for this game, the main gist of the game is that it's a visual novel with several different storylines and paths that you have to go from one to the other and change. I didn't mean to do that. One to the other and change your outlook so that you don't get bad endings. So we had over here Kano, the detective, who's been trying to let's see. He was trying to resolve a kidnapping plot that went sideways. We have Minorikawa here, who, with his poor bike, who kind of, he was delivering something to his boss, or something like that. He works for like a publishing company, and he had to get there before the boss did something to themselves. We had Osawa here, who's working on a cure for this horrible disease or something, and then it turns out that he was the one whose daughter was kidnapped or something like that. We had Tama, who's an unfortunate girl in a mascot costume who doesn't have a fun time in the costume, and Achi. Protected actions can only affect, within the same time block, blah blah blah. Achi, I'm just looking back, it's okay game. Achi was kind of a delinquent that's just going around and trying to clean the place up, and he runs straight into the kidnapping plot over here. And last we left him, there was a gun pointed in his face. So, let's see. I think, we reached a bad end with Kano, so let's see. Could we go any further with Minorikawa? Maybe? I'm going to be wandering around a bit because I don't remember. Yeah, it's a little like Radiant Historia, except there's nothing except for talking. Minorikawa's frantic journey had started 20 minutes earlier. He'd been at home working on an interview piece. He clucked his tongue in annoyance as the ringing phone broke his train of thought. Why did someone always call right when the words were flowing? If he didn't keep getting interrupted, he probably could wrap this piece up in no time. Be quiet! He pointed at the telephone as he yelled. I'm writing here! But his shouting did nothing to silence the ringing. He didn't have much choice but to pick up. Minorikawa was speaking. There was no response. We did this last time. Hello? He hesitated, ready to hang up. Was this a prank call? It's me. So the last time, the problem here was that we took a taxi, and the taxi got delayed because of one of the other characters, and we arrived at the office too late. So I'm going to skip a little through this. The president of Him Publishing. What do you want? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so the president was really depressed. Is your refrigerator running? I don't remember if we did the thing that we needed to in order to make this advance. Also, is trying to hear if there actually is music or it's just quiet. It's just really low music. Can I change that? No. You can hear the there we go. I don't need to adjust the brightness. I'm trying to remember what the, if there was a way to fast forward it. Anyway, the only thing I can do now is die. Taxi's tires squealed as the cab rounded a corner. The shift in momentum made Minorikawa topple over in the back seat. There we go, 10 minutes on the dot, the driver announced. Minorikawa righted himself, looked at the window. Shibuya Station. I knew you could do it, Mr. Kimizuka. He told the driver how to get to Heaven Publishing. Shouldn't be more than 5 minutes further. Sir, if I may ask, just what are you in such a hurry over? Son of a... I beg your pardon? Kimizuka bristled. Not you, the guy who's waiting on me, Minorikawa said. I'm gonna give that son of a gun a piece of my mind. So I think this is different. Multi-tenant building where Heaven Publishing had its offices came into view. The taxi stopped outside. Minorikawa opened the door as he hurriedly reached for his wallet, then stopped. What if the worst had come to pass and he needed to take Toyama to a hospital? Should he have the taxi wait here? Or would it be better to call an ambulance? Sir, is there a problem? The driver asked. Wait here, I'll be right back. No, I'm fine, you're a lifesaver. How much do I owe you? Wait here. Wait here, I'll be right back. Minorikawa was out of the cab in an instant, running for the building. Once inside, he avoided the elevator in favor of rushing up the stairs. Yeah, we gotta hurry. Heaven Publishing rented at the 3rd and 4th floors. In all likelihood, Toyama would be at the editing department of the 4-star General Gossip on the 4th floor. When he got there, however, the door was locked. Mr. Toyama! Hey, Mr. Toyama! He shouted and banged, but there was no reply. Something was seriously wrong. Minorikawa took a deep breath and then kicked the door in. Whoa! Yay, we made it in time this time. Okay. Last time we had gotten stuck in traffic and our cab was almost hijacked. And that was all the difference. Toyama was standing on a stool about to slip his head through a noose that hung from the ceiling. What the hell are you doing? Minorikawa lunged for Toyama. Two men crashed to the floor in a tangled heap. A pile of clutter slid off a nearby desk and fell on top of them. Minorikawa, what are you doing? Toyama whined. Dragging himself back to his feet proved something of a challenge. That's what I'd like to know. Minorikawa's fury was mounting. What the hell is all this about? He jabbed an accusing finger at the noose hanging from the ceiling. Oh, that. One of the fluorescent lights died, and I was just swapping it out. Don't you feed me that bowl? What was the phone call all about? That business about how the only thing you could do was die? Tell me! Just a joke. Toyama curled his lip into a faint semblance of a smile. Minorikawa wasn't buying it, but he didn't have time to press the issue. A cute little voice echoed through the editing office. Daddy, I'm back from the store. A little girl came walking in carrying a length of rubber gas tubing. It was Toyama's 5th grade daughter, Hana. What was the button for this? Nope. That one? There we go. Hana, Teru Toyama's only daughter, currently 10 years old. The night Hana was born at Shibuya Central Hospital, there was an unexpected fireworks display outside the window of the maternity ward. As he looked out at the bursting rockets, Teru decided to name his daughter Hana after the Japanese word for fireworks, hanabi. Minorikawa stared. Toyama, you were planning on using that hose to... He hesitated to end his sentence to gas yourself to death. Well, you know, it's almost gas heater season after all. The hell it is! It's a beautiful sunny April day outside. Well, you know how sensitive I am to the cold. This is getting truly ridiculous. Minorikawa got right up in his face. Listen, just explain to me what the heck's going on, okay? He kept his voice low, but his eyes were steely. Hana clung tightly to her father, gazing worriedly up at the two men. No, it's just... Toyama let a long, heavy sigh of resignation. Okay. So, we had a better ending there. To progress further, you need to jump from another protagonist. Sometimes jump keywords might be hidden within a tip. A man named Junichi Yanagishita shows up at Tama's story at 11:20, and he lets out a sigh like Toyama's. Try checking the tip for that sigh. Huh. Okay, so in order to continue with this story, we need to go back to Tama. But I think Tama is stuck somewhere currently. Here's Tama. Hey, buddy. So where were you? 1 second. Yeah, because you were stuck in a bad end over there. So, let's see. Let's jump to... Let's see what Achi's been doing after the gun was shoved in his face, after he and the almost kidnapped woman were trying to hide from whomever. The man with the cane aimed his gun at Hitomi, his face devoid of emotion. Please, the girl said, trembling. Why are you doing this? But the man did not reply. Quickly, Achi stepped in between Hitomi and the gun, spreading his arms wide. Stop, he said in English, one of the few English words he knew. He quickly reverted back to Japanese. Who the hell are you? Still, the man did not respond. You know this guy, Hitomi? No. Achi was sure he'd never seen the man either. What are you after, buddy? Because if you are, boy, are you wasting your time chasing us. The man furrowed his brow, adjusting his point of aim to Achi's face. His bloodthirsty gaze left Achi no doubt that he was willing to pull the trigger. Reflexively, Achi took a step back, his foot clattering against a discarded beer bottle. We're gonna get gunned down for sure, unless we can find some way to catch this guy off guard. It didn't need to be much. If Achi could just distract the gunman for a moment, buy himself the briefest window. Shoot me then. Go on, do it! He stepped forward as he shouted, hoping the provocation would confuse the guy for just long enough. Even as Achi moved, the gunman's attention was distracted for an instant by a sudden sound. The phone in his breast pocket was ringing. Seeing his chance, Achi lunged forward in an attempt to wrest the gun away, snatched up the beer bottle, swung an assassin, grabbed Hitomi, and ran. That's a good question. Which one is not going to get me shot? I feel like if we spend the time to snatch up the beer bottle, the guy's going to see what we're doing and it's not going to surprise him. Jimmy, hello! Jimmy, why do I choose to not die? We have a gun in our face. Should we grab the girl and run, lunge at the guy, or try to snatch up a beer bottle while he's distracted? I feel like the beer bottle is a bad idea, though. I don't think we can really grab Hitomi and run because we are stuck in a room in a house. Beer bottle. I feel like it's the lunge, but let's see what happens with the beer bottle. Seeing his chance, Achi snatched up the beer bottle and swung it at the assassin. The man narrowly avoided being struck, but he staggered wildly off balance. Hitomi! Achi grabbed her by the hand and dashed out of the club. Wow, that worked! You did it! We didn't get shot! The two sprinted away through the side streets and alleys of Shibuya. Achi began to feel as if they were running some maddening maze. I'm really surprised. Before long, the two had made it almost as far as Aoyama. Wait up! Huh? Achi, wait up! Achi glanced back at Hitomi. My bad, I guess we were running pretty hard. You tired? Hitomi shook her head. I 100% want you to just lose. Well, too bad. No, it's just... I have to get to Dogenzaka. Dogenzaka? What for? What could she possibly need to do there, now? That's what I was told when I handed over the attaché case. Yeah, she was supposed to make the drop, to for the money to get her sister back, I believe. The man leaned in to whisper to Hitomi as he reached out for the case. You're going to do exactly as I tell you. 2 things. He wore a cool, feigned smile as if there was some casual conversation. First, you're going to go to Doganzaka and get in the blue van there. Hitomi nodded wordlessly. Second, you will not attempt to contact either police or your family in the meantime. His chilling tone brooked no argument. Just those 2 things and we'll let your sister go. Hitomi nodded again. The man flashed her a big, bright grin. Okay then. Give me the money. A blue van in Doganzaka, huh? Achi muttered. So that's why you said the police were a no-go. Yeah, exactly. Hitomi's voice betrayed her desperation. I wonder if your sister's in that van then. If she is, then we gotta hurry. The issue lay in how to get to Doganzaka. They could probably avoid their pursuer if they kept the streets only the locals usually knew about. That meant staying off the more well-trafficked routes like Roppongi-dori or the stretch between Miyamasuzaka and the station. The side roads south of the station were their best bet. It was going to be a long detour. Alright, come on. Turning, Achi headed back the way they'd come. After a moment's confusion, Hitomi followed. Achi? There was a note of worry in her voice. Hey, don't sweat it. I actually live in Doganzaka. We're headed right back to my old neighborhood. Hitomi bowed her head. Thank you so much. Hey, it's no problem. I had to head home anyway. Achi gave her a grin. She cracked a tiny smile of her own. Hey, you two. You got a minute? Oh, boy. Achi looked around. A pair of men approached from across the street. There was something shady looking about them. Achi's protective instincts kicked in, and he stepped in front of Hitomi. These guys meant trouble. He wanted to be ready. We just want to ask you something. The younger of the 2 men drew in closer, a sharp gleam in his eye. Achi braced himself. Ask us what? You know where the Nokane building is? The man held up a flyer. It was for some sort of health food sales demo. Oh, these are the people. Oh, no. Oh, wait, no. We can, these are the guys that beat up Tama's boss and led to the bad ending. So if we send them in the wrong way, then we can continue Tama's story. Oh, boy. Come on, man, the Nokane building. You know where it is or not? Achi knew the name. Wasn't that one of the buildings on Center Guy? That was near Doganzaka, the same direction he was going. No harm in helping a couple lost dudes. Achi pointed them in the direction of Center Guy. I don't like the thought of these 2 following Hitomi and me. Achi pointed them in the opposite direction from Center Guy. There we go. Okay. We've just saved Tama's boss from having the stuffing beaten out of him and possibly murdered. Achi pointed them in the opposite direction. Pretty sure it's that way, he said. Thanks, man. Sorry to bug you. The 2 men headed off toward the main road. Now, the problem is, if we run into them again, they're going to be like, you sent us in the wrong direction, we're going to kill you. That's not good. This isn't going to end well for Achi, but it's going to end well for Tama, so that's okay. Achi and Hitomi hurried onward, following the sparsely trafficked side streets toward Doganzaka. I don't think I even knew this part of Shibuya was here, Hitomi said as she looked around. Yeah, a lot of people don't. I used to mess around in this neighborhood when I was a kid. The area was a mishmash of run-down residences and office buildings. Almost nobody ever comes here unless they live or work on one of these streets. And check it out, over there, rare first-hand glimpse of the Shibuya River. Shibuya River, a minor river that runs from the Miyamasu Bridge to the Tengen Bridge, depicted in the 36 views of Mount Fuji by Edo period ukiyo-e artist Hokusai. In Hokusai's time, fireflies were collected from the Shibuya River and presented to the shogun, lending credence to the idea that the river was indeed clean in the past. Have you always lived in Shibuya, Achi? Yep, born and raised. Achi bent down to pick up a piece of trash from the roadside. That's why I do this. It just pisses me off to see folks make a mess of this place. He picked up another piece of trash. I don't have a job, so I just pick up garbage every day. Man, what am I even doing? Like, cleanup even matters right now. Hitomi took a hard look at his face. What? He demanded. What is it? You're a strange one, Hachi. That so? She was right, of course. It was sort of strange collecting trash every day instead of getting a job. Christy, hello. Hope you're doing well. He had his reasons for it, but they weren't important right now. Right now, the important thing was getting Hitomi to Dogenzaka. Come on, he murmured. A sudden angry shout broke the silence as they hurried along. Hey, hold it right there! Hachi and Hitomi stopped, but the shout wasn't directed at them. Further up the road, a group of thuggish-looking men were having some kind of argument. The man who was shouting had grabbed one of the others by the neck. Idiots, and you still got the gall to call yourselves SOS? Studs of Shibuya, a youth gang operating out of Shibuya founded by Achi Endo. Its current leader is Susumu Nishizawa. I mean, yes, Suzumu, but the other men standing around looked distinctly uncomfortable. Takes money to run an organization. No, I know, and since it's not like you're Achi or nothing, I thought you could maybe spare some help on that front, boss. Boss, the top dog, the man in charge, the head honcho. Here refers to leader of SOS Susumu. Change in leadership can really shake up an organization. The new boss's personality and disposition are a huge factor in whether the group continues to prosper. The fact that Suzumu is being asked to, quote, spare some help, unquote, on the monetary front suggests that he still has things to learn about being in charge. Hitomi looked at Achi when the stranger spoke his name. Spoked? He smiled awkwardly, then turned back to the altercation. Shut your mouth, Suzumu barked. How dare you say Achi's name in my presence? Hey! Achi called out. What was that about me? As soon as they saw him, the other men went pale. Achi kept his tone casual as he strolled up to the group. Suzumu, you can't just give the guy a beatdown in broad daylight. You mess someone up super bad, usually with punches and kicks. I love some of these tips. I didn't know what a beatdown was till now. Thanks, game. Don't want to shock the upstanding people of our fair city. Achi. Suzumu glared. Can we drop the pleasantries? Alright, Achi replied with a hint of a sneer. You got it, Suzumu. And I'd like to point out we're not on a first-name basis. How dare you say the name of Achi in vain? Hello, Andrew. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. With that, Suzumu turned and stalked away. His buddies followed suit, leaving Achi and Hitomi alone again. Did you know that guy? Hitomi asked. His name's Suzumu Nishizawa. And yeah, I know him. Or I thought I did. Used to be friends way back. Me and those guys were all part of the same crew, but I bailed a little while ago. Now she fell silent. To his great relief, Hitomi didn't pry further. Achi and Hitomi had gone a short distance further when he caught the sight of a man picking something up alongside the train tracks. Huh, I wonder. Achi went over to him. Hey man, you picking up trash by any chance? Huh? The man? What is a man? Oh, Taisei Yasuda, 35 years old, just opened up a knick-knack shop in Shibuya. Achi knows Shibuya like his own backyard, but this Yasuda guy is new enough that Achi doesn't recognize him. Huh? Sorry. Just kind of looked like that's what you're doing. Oh, yeah, I'm picking up trash, of course. The guy seemed pretty unnerved. Like, I just got to thinking, man, this place is filthy. Right on! Achi clasped the man's hand in his own. Someone else who gets it! They do? Totally! I see all this trash all over the place and I can't stand it! Oh, yeah, sure. The man breathed a sigh of relief. I can't stand it when someone throws something away when it could still be useful. I hear that. That's the spirit. Ha ha! Achi pulled out the trash he had stuffed in his pocket. Here you go. Huh? Go ahead, have it all. Have all of it. The man looked dumbfounded. Usually I go around and pick up the trash around here, but I got a little thing I gotta do today. You got it from here. I'm counting on you. What? Actually, I'm kind of... Great, thanks! Achi beamed in approval, then rejoined Hitomi and headed down the street. Ben, hello. The man let out a sigh. Fine. This poor man. Slipping through the narrow back alley, they came out near the top of Duganzaka. Aji looked down the hill, but didn't see a blue van anywhere. He and Hitomi started making their way down toward Shibuya Station. I know how people feel when they try to introduce them to Danganronpa. Yeah, you'd like it? Great! Just right in their faces. Hitomi muttered to herself, I don't see parked around here. But where's the anime? Her face twisted up with worry. It was a lot harder to find street parking closer to the station. Hitomi, hold up. Achi had a sudden idea. He darted into a nearby soba restaurant, motioning for Hitomi to follow. Sorry. Hey, he called to the proprietress, a sharp-eyed middle-aged woman. You're looking as lovely as ever today, I see. Oh, Achi. Achi, are you done collecting trash for the day? The lady took a look at Hitomi, her eyes lighting up. Maki Yoneda. When she was 19, she happened to stop by this place and was captivated by the chilled curry soba. By day's end, she had decided to make the restaurant her new home. Married the owner at age 22 and they managed the establishment together. Last year, her husband of 30 years passed away. Now she safeguards the generations-old secret of chilled curry soba on her own. Is this your girlfriend? Huh? Oh, no, it's nothing like that. The proprietress was undeterred. Oh, she looks like a model. She's the spitting image of me at that age. My, Achi's got himself a girlfriend. I said it's not like that. The woman waved Hitomi over. Now, you know Achi's got a bit of a mouth on him, and he's not the sharpest tool in the shed, but he's a sweet boy. Okay. Hitomi forced a polite smile to her face. He'll try to deny it, but don't you listen. Has he told you about Suzune? Huh? Ma'am, please. Achi jumped in on the conversation. You gotta hear me out. Whatever's the matter. I'm trying to talk up your good points. This is your girlfriend. Have you seen a van parked around here? A van? Let me think. Yes, come to think of it, there was. A blue one, she added confidently. Hitomi leaned forward. Where is it now? She asked. Well, I'm not really sure. I don't keep a close eye on things outside, after all. Hitomi slumped. I see. I know it doesn't look it, but I've been quite busy today. The man who makes my noodles came by earlier to settle accounts, and we fought over it. No head for finances, that one. That's his problem, honestly. On top of that, of course, my part-timer Masa has to have today off. Honestly. Isn't Masa one of our characters? First-year student at Midoriyama Academy, a sweet young man who works as part-time delivery driver for Dogen Hut and sends all his leftover money to his mother out in the country. Lately, however, he's gotten himself a girlfriend. He's been sending money back home less frequently. His noodle house job doesn't pay enough to both support his mom and cover his dating expenses, so he's scheming for a way to make it rich quick. Achi frowned. Had she really seen a blue van, or was she just being chatty? Quote, maybe I'm just a bad person, but I really enjoy kicking these people until they explode. Older woman who ran a tobacco shop or noodle house did seem to have a knack for spying details. Women her age weren't always the most reliable. Wow. How rude can I be? Now, I'm going to believe her. Older women who ran tobacco shops or noodle houses did seem to have a knack for spotting details. Who do you want to jump off the cliff right now? Achi decided to follow up some more. Was there anything unusual about this man? Well, let me think. The woman frowned, pausing a moment in thought. Aha! A flash of recollection shone in her eye. That's right, now I remember. I think there was some foreigner sitting inside. Achi and Hitomi exchanged glances. Yes, I'm sure of it. The man who makes my noodles said he saw it too. Was there anything else? Hitomi asked. No, not that I can remember. Hitomi hung her head in frustration as they left the soba shop. Achi did his best to cheer her up. Hey, we might still find that car. Let's try waiting around here for a while. Just waiting? What good will that do? It's possible that they went looking for you when you didn't show, Achi said. Maybe they'll come back, you know? He sat down on the edge of the planter outside the restaurant. But the criminals already have the money, she said anxiously. Even Achi understood the implications. Now the crooks had the ransom, their hostage was nothing but liability. One second, I'm going to try to up the volume a little. Need you... oh. The art clip, 1 second. God, that's loud. There's your DR clip. Ha-ah! And the situation was bad. Very bad. Still, just running around Shibuya willy-nilly was only going to tire and frustrate them. Achi wanted to make sure Hitomi had the chance for a little break. We don't have anywhere else to look, so let's just give it 10 minutes, okay? He said. Hitomi seemed unconvinced. She looked like she might just march off down Dogenzaka at any moment. I understand how you must feel, but you know what they say. Slow and steady, stay in place. That's not how that goes. Hitomi burst out laughing. Huh? What's so funny? It's slow and steady wins the race. For real? For real? Hitomi smiled and sat down beside him. Alright, she said. We can wait here for 10 minutes. Cool, we run enough races today already anyway, right? Hitomi kept her eyes on the cars passing through Dogenzaka for a while. Then she murmured softly to Achi. Thank you so much for everything. Really. You can thank me after we find this van. I'm sure if I'd been by myself, I had been in too much of a panic to do anything. What can I say? I try to keep my head up and face things as they come. You're quite the optimist, aren't you? Achi grinned. He tried to recall what optimist meant. He was pretty sure it had something to do with doctors. Or maybe glasses. Oh my god, this man. Empty of heart. Empty of head, full of heart. The shy, sweet look on Hitomi's face as she said it, though, made him figure it probably wasn't a bad thing, whatever it was. My god. Cars drifted on by, one after the other. But they saw no sign of a blue van. After a while, even Achi began to grow impatient. This was starting to feel like a waste of time. And then... I thought Makoto was picked up. Hey, Tommy, look! There it was! Oh, come on. Alright. Guys, jump to someone else's story. So let's see. It was Kano's... Right, Kano was there, and he was stuck on the train. Oh, was that the bad end where I got him sick? Was that the one where I made him drink the thing and he died? I think so. He drank the energy drink. Let's see. So Minorikawa we did already. We can do Osawa. Tama should be okay now. Yeah, Tama should be okay because we made the correct choice with her thing. But let's go back to Osawa for a second. We last left Osawa in his house after the finding out that this was the family of the kidnapping. Osawa called up Tanaka over the intercom. There's something I want to show you. Could you come in here? He needs a second opinion. Tanaka could be relied upon. Osawa opened the door the moment Tanaka knocked. He looked around before ushering his vice director inside. What's this about, sir? This. Osawa showed him one of the images. Tanaka's face went pale. Oh right, it was the pictures of dead people from like the trials or something that shouldn't have happened. It can't be. Tanaka clearly recognized the symptoms of the UA virus. or UA virus. Any idea what this is about? Osawa asked. No, sir. These images were just emailed to me. Is the person saying this is all your fault? Subject line says 1 year ago, South Africa. That would put it around the same time as the most recent run of infections, wouldn't it, sir? But that information isn't... Tanaka trailed off. Osawa nodded. It's not publicly available. The thing I don't understand is why these pictures were sent to me. Osawa opened another email from A. Second message I got says that these pictures are my crimes. I'll look into this on my end, sir, Tanaka said. He hesitated uncomfortably. Sir, just to make sure, Are you asking about what I think you're asking about? Osawa said. Tanaka gave a slight nod. Understood, Osawa said. Don't worry. I won't trouble you. I appreciate that, sir. Visibly relieved, Tanaka left the study. Osawa brought up a folder marked UA virus on his screen. Within the folder were enlarged images of the virus itself. He double-clicked on one of the images. It blew up on the monitor to reveal the pathogen in intricate detail. The specimen of the UA virus is approximately 100 nanometers in diameter. 10,000 of them in line would take up barely a millimeter. But a single tiny variant, upon entering the human body, could become 2,000 in an hour. The speed of multiplication was nothing short of astonishing. Even the Ebola virus had a typical incubation period of 7 days or so before infectees developed symptoms. Ebola virus, a virus of the family Filoviridae, causes Ebola hemorrhagic fever. Currently, 5 characteristic species are known: Typhor, Sudan, Reston, Zaire, and Bundi Bugyo. Ebola is widely known for a high mortality rate, 53% for the Sudan, 88% for the Zaire. But the Reston variety, discovered in monkeys that had been brought to the U.S., has displayed no pathogenicity in humans. For influenza, it was 1 or 2 days, but the onset of the UA virus happened in a mere 12 hours. Osawa viewed an image slideshow of the virus's propagation mechanism. It was a fascinating sight no matter how many times he looked at it. Viruses existed to multiply, nothing more. They had no motives, no driving logic, nothing but simple multiplication. To Osawa, that fact held a certain air of mystery. If viruses had emotions, how would they feel about their lives? This is very topical, yes. He had thrown himself into virus research in search of answers to questions like that. Answers that no man could truly know. His development of the antiviral agent had really been nothing more than another job responsibility. He felt no particular sense of duty to protect people from a killer virus. He was just happy for the chance to play around with the UA day after day. What a nice man. Another email arrived in his inbox. Osawa furrowed his brow as he scanned the message. Emergency alert. Come to Heaven Publishing ASAP. If not, someone is going to die. Minoru Minarikawa. What? Heaven Publishing? What? Why is Minarikawa sending that? Minoru Minarikawa? Osawa wasn't familiar with either of those names. He wondered if it was related to mysterious emails he'd received earlier. Or maybe this indicated some information about the kidnapping? The fact that the message had been signed with a real name instead of a pseudonym, along with its obvious urgency, certainly gave it an air of truth. And the words, "someone is going to die," filled him with a wave of panic. Maria! There was no time to waste. In a rush, he found directions to Heaven Publishing on his computer, then slipped out of the house. That was the guy that we saved from hanging. Took a good while to find his way to the multi-tenant building. The signs in front showed that Heaven Publishing occupied the 3rd and 4th floors. Osawa took the elevator to the 3rd floor. He peeked inside the offices there only to find the entire place empty. The 4th floor was likewise deserted. Huh? Uh-oh. There was a rope dangling from the ceiling, tied off into a noose. It all seemed rather sinister, but Osawa had no idea what it meant. He waited for a good 30 minutes, anxious the whole time. The half hour turned to an hour, and then to 2. It seemed that no one was going to turn up. Osawa headed back to the 3rd floor. He decided to wait there for 1 more hour. By now he was committed. The extra hour turned into 2. Exhausted, he dozed off in his chair, and then when he came to, it was close to sundown. Sunset already? He gazed out the window, the haze of sleep still clinging to his mind. He had the feeling he was forgetting something important, but the sight of the sun quietly setting over the cityscape made the crisis of life feel strangely distant. The time of peace and quiet he had longed for was right here. A bad end? How do we get a bad end from that? Mysterious email told Osawa to go to Heaven Publishing, but there was no one there. This email was sent to Minorikawa, of course, by Minorikawa, of course. Shut up, birds. At around 11:30, he blasted out an email to all the reporters he knew, but in a hurry, he screwed up one of the addresses, which coincidentally delivered a copy of the message to Osawa. Obviously, this never would have happened if Minorikawa hadn't rushed out that email. Wait. That's after our time, so we're going to have to... Oh my god, birds. They're right outside my window on the tree. Yeah, we're gonna have to come back to that then. After we are able to go further with whatever the psi was. Oh right, I remember with Tama we got the bad end by giving the detective guy the drink.